Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. So the agenda of today's webinar is to see how can we use Excel for the trading purpose. So this free webinar is brought to you by Trading Campus. So we are the leading educational partners of NSE Academy, and we provide courses on capital markets, starting from the very basics to the advanced level of trading and the algorithmic trading as well. So we'll talk about this at the end of the session. And before that, let us go into the session itself. So first part of the session would focus upon the candlestick patterns. When you have the data like this, open, high, low, close along with the date, yeah, this recording will be uploaded on YouTube. So you have open, high, low, and close with you. And now you want to construct the candlestick patterns on which day, what kind of pattern was observed. And the historical data that we have here is of Nifty, and it is from 2007 to 2021. Roughly around 14 years of historical data is available to us. Now, side by side, we'll first draw the candlestick pattern and then we'll see on the Excel. First candlestick pattern is doji. So doji, it does not have any body at all. Sometimes we can give a buffer of 0.01%. So this is a doji, and the characteristics of doji is the open minus close. Now sometimes open would be higher and sometimes close would be higher. So we'll take the absolute value of it so that the resultant figure is positive. So absolute of open minus close, it should be less than close multiplied by 0.01%. So you are giving a buffer of just 0.01% in between the closing and opening. Then, so till now you have talked about only the body. Now you have to talk about the distance between this high and this low. So high minus low, it should be greater than close multiplied by 1%. So let's say the high is at 105 and the low is at 100 rupees. So we want this, and the closing price is around 102. So this height of this doji, it should not be very low. It should not be a very low distance between the high and low. There should be a meaningful distance, means the range made by the stock on that day should be at least 1%. This is what we are trying to achieve with this second condition. So this is high and this is low. The distance between this is 5%. And the closing price, if you see, if you multiply this by 1%, it is only 1 rupee. So 5% is greater than 1%. That means the distance made by the stock, the range made by the stock on that day was a meaningful range. So unless a stock doesn't make a 1% movement in between high and low, there's no point in selecting that stock for trading. So first is the body should be very low. There should be a minimal distance or a minute distance, and the range of the candle should be greater than 1% multiplied by the close. Let us now apply these formulas in Excel. So the candlestick pattern is doji, and here, so these conditions will be using if and methods. So first is if the high, so and condition also should be there because we have two conditions. We are using daily data. So there are two conditions for us. So we'll be using AND method. What is the first condition? The high minus low, it should be greater than close multiplied by 1%. This is the first condition. And the second condition, absolute value of open minus close, it should be less than the close multiplied by 0.01%. And condition is completed. Now, if both of these conditions are true, then print doji over here or else leave it empty. First, the high minus low, making sure that there is a range of 1%, and then the open minus close, making sure that there is absolutely no body. Press enter, and now double click on this black dot over here so that it copies the formula onto the every cell in that column. I have double clicked. Okay, so the earlier formula is already there. So again, clear the data and then double click on that. So it is saying that on 25/9, so 25th September 2007, it's a doji. Let us reconfirm it on the live chart of Nifty, 25th September 2007. Here it is. If you see, the body is negligible, almost no body. The distance between opening price and closing price, if you see, 4939.1. So just a 25 paisa difference is there in between the opening and closing. And the range between high and low, that is greater than 1% of the closing price. Similar characteristics are exhibited by the next candle also on 26th September, but that 1% rule is missing over here. So that's why the Excel did not give a doji on that particular day. The next day that we have a doji is on 7th November 2007. This is 7th November 2007 and it's a doji. Then 19th November, here it is, 19th November 2007, it's a doji. Now what is the latest data where we have a doji? It is on 26th March 2021. Here it is, 26th March 2021. And on 22nd also there should be a doji, and yes it is. So like this, you can download the historical data of any company or of any index, and then you can replace this data by that so that you can see historically if it had made any candlestick pattern or not. So doji is done. Now the second candlestick pattern that we're going to see is the hammer pattern. So hammer actually has four varieties. First is the body, very small body, which is on the top of the candlestick at the upper end of the candlestick pattern. Then the lower shadow should be very long. Doji actually signals a reversal. But prior to that, you need to make sure that there is an established trend before doji so that that trend will take a U-turn now. So the body of the hammer, it can be green in color or it can be red in color. These are the two varieties. And the next two varieties, there can be a little shadow on the upside. Like this. So these all conditions you have to write in that formula. In this formula, now you have to incorporate all these four conditions so that it can tell you when there was a hammer pattern. So what should be the conditions? We'll first take the distance between the high and this starting price. Now, this starting price, if it is a green candle, this would be the closing price. We'll take the doubts at the end of the session, otherwise it will disturb my flow. Please write down your doubts and then at the end of the session, you can ask them at a time. And here, if it is a red candle, then it would be opening price. At the top, you will be having the high price. And here it is open. And at the bottom, it is low. Then even here, you will be having the low price. And over here, it is the closing price. Now, your condition must be such that it will be covering the distance from high to close over here and high to open over here. Then you have to compare this distance with this long wick at the bottom. The distance between open and low in this candle and close and low in this candle. So my condition over here would be high minus maximum of open comma close. So whichever is at the top. So if close is at the top, that will be taken. If open is at the top, that would be taken. So the upper distance, this distance should be less than 3 times, sorry. So this distance multiplied by 3, it should be less than minimum of open comma close minus low. So when I say minimum of open comma close, if open is at the bottom, that would be considered. If close is at the bottom, that would be considered. And low is always fixed because it is at the bottom of the candle. Now, when I say high minus close, it will be a green candle. If I say high minus open, it would be a red candle. Now, in order to convert this into a particular formula, I am taking maximum of open minus close. So if it is a red candle, it will be high minus open. If it is a green candle, it would be high minus close. So when I multiply this by 3, that should even be less than the total distance at the bottom. It means the lower wick, it should be 3 times greater than the upper wick. If there is no shadow at all, in that case also the lower wick would be 3 times greater than that. So right now we are just considering the size of the wick, lower wick and the upper wick. Now we'll be considering the size of the body, real body of the candle and compare it with high minus low. Now again it comes down to whether it is a red candle or a green candle. So what we'll do, we'll take the absolute value of open minus close. So that if open is at the top, then it will be a positive figure. If open is at the bottom, since we are taking the absolute value, even that also will be a positive figure. Now this should be less than or equal to 1/4 of the total candle size, which is the high minus low. So this is the characteristics of a hammer. One is you are saying that the body should be at the upper end. That condition is already covered in this because you are saying the top distance should be 3 times lesser than the lower distance. Within that only, you are already mentioning that this distance or the real body should be at the higher end of the candle. Secondly, you're also talking about the size of the real body. So real body is also should also be very small when you compare it with the total size of the candle. With this, we get the hammer. But the problem over here is this hammer, if it is at the end of a down rally, then you call it as a hammer pattern. If the same pattern appears at the end of an up rally, you call it as a hanging man. So that condition also you should try to incorporate. Normally in Excel, it won't be possible to exactly spot the downtrend and uptrend. So what we can do is we can compare the low prices over here. The candle which is a hammer, its low should be less than the minimum value. It should be the lowest of the previous 10 candles. This means the current low is less than or equal to minimum of lows of the past 10 candles. In that case, there is a downtrend, and after that downtrend, you're able to see this hammer. Of course, this is not absolutely 100% correct condition to spot the downtrend, but at least some kind of perfection you can bring in when you put this condition there. So now you have three conditions over here. So the AND method within this Excel, it will now have three conditions. So we are talking about a hammer over here. So since you are comparing 10 candles, first 10 candles we will leave out. Until here, we will not do anything. Starting from here, we'll be comparing it. So within if, you will have an AND method, and this has three conditions. First, making sure that the real body is at the top end and the upper shadow is small one, lower shadow is a large one. So high minus. So what is high over here? This one. High minus maximum of open, comma, close. One more bracket. This should be, so you should multiply this by 3 now. 3 times of this should be less than minimum of open, comma, close, minus the low price. If this is true, then you should display a hammer, or else do nothing. So we have written only one condition. We'll write the rest of the conditions also. The second condition is about the real body, which is open minus close. So absolute value of open minus close should be less than or equal to high minus low divided by 4. And finally, the current low, it should be less than or equal to minimum of all these previous 10 lows. Copy the formula onto every cell. There is a hammer on 12/11/2007. This one. So this is a red color hammer. Now if you see, we have compared the low of this candle with the lows of the previous 10 candles. And within those previous 10 candles, this is also one of the candle. Starting from here, you should count 10 candles back. and current low is the lowest of all. So we are able to spot the downtrend in the price. That's the advantage of that condition. Sometimes it won't be true, but sometimes it would be true. So you're able to spot a hammer pattern using the conditions over there within the Excel. Now again, you have the same pattern on 10/3/2008. Here it is. This time it's a green color hammer. Again, there is a downtrend over here because prior to that, if you see, out of the past 10 candles, the current hammer itself has its low lower than the all other low prices. Body is also very small and upper shadow is almost negligible when you compare it with the lower shadow. Then 3/6/2008. Here it is. Prior to this, all the candles have their lows which are higher than the hammer low, and there is no upper shadow at all. The body is also very small. So that was about the hammer pattern. Now we'll just copy this to the hanging man because the characteristics remains the same. Only this low condition would differ. So this time we'll be looking at the high price. So just remove this. Shape of the candlestick remains the same. Only thing is current high should be greater than or equal to maximum of highs of the past 10 candles. This should be the condition to spot the uptrend. You can even add the low condition also. Low, current low of the candle, it should be greater than or equal to maximum of lows of the past 10 candles. So high and low both are higher. So it would be a rare condition that both these conditions would meet. So we'll, as of now, we'll depend only on this high condition. So we are now talking about the hanging man pattern. Again, since the first 10 candles we are going to leave out, from here we'll be starting the formula. If condition, so close the brackets immediately so that you will not have any confusion. And then the AND condition. Within this AND, we'll write the conditions, and if all these conditions are true, we'll print it as hanging man, or else we'll print nothing. And the first condition in this high minus maximum of open comma close, high minus maximum of open comma close. This you have to multiply it by 3. So 3 times multiplied by this, it should be less than or equal to, no, it should be less than only. It should be less than minimum of open comma close minus the low price. This is one condition. The second condition is regarding the body. So absolute a value of open minus close, this should be less than or equal to high minus low multiplied by 1 by 4. So divided by 4. Then the current high, it should be greater than or equal to maximum of all the highs, previous highs. So if these conditions are true, you will print hanging man, otherwise nothing. So copy that onto every cell, go down to see if you have any hanging man. So there is a hanging man on 11th December 2008. Here it is. After an uptrend, you're able to see that. So since it is a hammer which is occurring at the end of an uptrend, you call it as a hanging man. So to improve the accuracy further, you can increase the number of candles that you are looking back. Like instead of 10 candles, you can increase it to 20, or even you can introduce a percentage difference. So like this, you can write the hanging man as well. Next comes the shooting star. How does a shooting star look like? Now the long wick will be at the top. And the smaller wick will be at the bottom. Sometimes there would be a negligible shadow. Now the body of this, it can either be green or red. So your conditions must now satisfy all of this. So first at the top you have the high price, high minus maximum of open comma close. If you do this, it should be greater than 3 times multiplied by minimum of open comma close minus low. This is one condition which signifies that the real body of the candle is at the lower end only, and then the lower shadow is also very, very small compared to the upper shadow. And then the real body of the candle. So high minus low, it should be greater than 4 times multiplied by absolute value of open minus close. Then shooting star appears at the upper end of the rally, that you have to make sure, which is should be the current high, it should be greater than or equal to maximum of highs of the past 10 candles. These three conditions together, if you put it, that will show you the shooting star pattern. So leave the starting 10 values and then start with the if condition, close it, then again and condition, and close it. Within these brackets, we'll be now writing three conditions. So put three commas. In the first comma, high minus maximum of, close it, open, comma, close. This should be greater than 3 times multiplied by minimum of open, comma, close minus low. First condition is done. Now in the second comma, it's about the real body. So high minus low, high minus low should be greater than 4 times multiplied by absolute value of open minus close. And now comes the last condition, which is regarding the uptrend. So current high, it should be greater than or equal to maximum of all these highs. If all these conditions are true, print it as shooting star. Otherwise, print nothing. Now double click this dot so that the formula will be copied onto every cell. Just scroll down and you'll get some shooting stars over here. So the same doji which you saw on 19 level 2007, that is also being told as shooting star because both the conditions are almost similar. Then on 6/12/2007, you have a shooting star. This is a shooting star. Small body and green color. Lower shadow is very small and upper shadow is very long. The real body is at the lower end. And if you see prior to this, there is an uptrend. Again on 16th April 2008. This one. This is also a shooting star. Somewhat appearing like a doji. 6/8/2008. This is also a shooting star appearing at the end of an uptrend. And the latest one that we have, the shooting star, it is on 8th April 2020. Here it is. This particular high, if you see, it is greater than the past 10 candles high. So like this, you can spot a shooting star. Now, for inverted hammer also, these two conditions would be the same. What changes here is the low price. So this time, because we want an inverted hammer to appear at the end of a down rally, we'll be looking at the low price. We'll be comparing the low price here. So current low, it should be less than or equal to the minimum of lows of the past 10 candles. Let us write these three candles now. So what we'll do, we'll copy this. No, we'll not copy, we'll write it from the scratch. Otherwise it creates confusion. So if and then and condition, and if both of them are true, we'll be printing it as inverted hammer or else print nothing. Now here within the and, you'll have three logics. So first logic is the upper shadow and the lower shadow comparison. So it would be Okay, we should start it from the top, from here. High minus maximum of open comma close. This should be greater than 3 times multiplied by minimum of open comma close minus the low price. Second condition is regarding the real body of the candle. So high minus low should be greater than 4 times multiplied by the absolute value of open minus close. And the third condition is current low is lesser than or equal to minimum of the lows of the previous 10 candles. Press enter and copy that onto every cell. So it is taking some time to copy that formula onto the every cell, and it is refreshing whenever we go and upside and downside. On the chart, do we have any inverted hammer opportunities? Let's see that, and directly we'll go to that date. There are very less inverted hammer opportunities actually. That's why we're not getting many observations in the Excel. We can if it was a normal text, but this is a formula and it is getting refreshed every time we are going up and down. Filters might be a bit difficult. Or else we can even count actually. If there are really any inverted hammers, we can use the formula count if. What is the criteria? Equal to inverted hammer. There are no inverted hammers actually. So inverted hammers are not there. Let us shift to bullish engulfing. So from now on, because these are two candlestick patterns, it would be easy to compare. So bullish engulfing, one small red candle and one large green candle. We'll only compare the bodies of the candle. We'll not take into consideration the highs and lows. Now the previous candle, this is the open, which I will write it as O1, and this would be C1. And again, this is my O2 of the second day and C2 of the second day. So clearly the C2, it should be greater than O1 as well as C2 should be greater than O2. I'm talking about this closing price. It should be greater than this O1 as well as it should be greater than this O2. So if it is greater than O2, that means the second candle is a green one. And when it is greater than O1, it means it has engulfed the previous day's opening price. Similarly, the first candle should be a red color candle. So O1 should be should be greater than C1 and O2 should be less than C1. So this is regarding the gap down opening. Second day it was a gap down. First day it was a red candle. Then again, second day it is a green candle and it has engulfed the previous day's opening price. If you input all these four conditions, it will tell you on which days there was a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. So now you need only two candlesticks at a time. So we'll start with the second observation only. If and then and. If it is true, print bullish engulfing. Otherwise print nothing. So within this and you have four conditions. One is second candle should be green. So current closing price should be greater than the current opening price. And then first candle should be a red candle. It means first opening price, it should be greater than the first closing price. Then second day, it should be a gap down day, means the second opening price should be less than the first closing price. And the second day, it should cross the previous day's opening price. So second closing price should be greater than the first opening price. So here itself, you got a bullish engulfing. Now copy this onto every cell. That's it. So let us go to 18/9/2007. Here it is. Slight gap down opening can be seen. 4494.1. Previous day it is 4494.65. Slight gap down opening and the closing price is greater than the previous opening price. So if you want that downtrend and uptrend, you can copy the previous formulas for the single candlestick like how you have used. You can look at this low price of the green candle. It should be the minimum of the past 10 low prices. That will signal the downtrend as well. So that's a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. Again, you have it on 26/9 here. This is also not valid. Then you have it on 9th October. This one is a perfect one. But the trend is not a right. So the trend should actually be the downtrend, which we have not incorporated into our formula. And again, you have the bullish engulfing on 2nd November. Here it is. Again, this is at the end of an uptrend. So this is also not valid because we did not take the trend into consideration. The latest one, it is on 11th Feb 2021. Here it is. Perfect bullish engulfing, but the trend should be taken into account. Then same for bearish engulfing also, we can do the same. So bearish engulfing, the first candle would be green and the second candle would be red. So likewise, you have to write the conditions. So first candle should be green. That means C1 should be greater than O1. Second candle should be red. It means C2 should be less than O2. Then there should be a gap up opening on the second day. It means O2 should be greater than C1 and it should close below the opening price of the first candle. So C2 should be less than O1. This will signal the bearish engulfing pattern. So there are four conditions. First condition is the first candle should be a green candle. So first closing price should be greater than the first opening price. Then second candle should be a red one. So second closing price should be less than the second opening price. There should be a gap up opening on day 2. So second opening price should be greater than the first closing price and second day it should close below the opening price of the first day. Again, copy this onto every cell. So it is saying that on 12th October 2007, there is a bearish engulfing. Previous day closing price is 5524.85 and 5525.3. Slight gap up opening is there. And again on 1st November 2007, here it is. These two candles together. Slight gap up opening and slight engulfing also. 30th Jan 2008. This one. Previous day closing price 5280.8 and 5283.75. Slight gap up opening. So in order to avoid these kind of setups, like the first day is almost a doji, you can include even those conditions also. You can put a percentage difference between the opening and closing price. So these kind of errors also would be removed. So like this, you can look for the bearish engulfing patterns also. Now the Harami patterns. First candle will be big and second candle would be small. Then first candle, this is a bearish Harami, and then the bullish Harami would be something like this. So this is a bearish Harami and this is a bullish Harami. If you write the particular conditions over here, first candle is a green candle. So C1 is greater than O1, and second is a red candle. So C2 is less than O2. Then there should be a gap up opening over here. So O1, O2 should be greater than C1, and the closing price should be less than the previous opening price. So C2 should be less than O1. It should be a gap down. So O2 should be less than C1 and C2 should be greater than O1. This is your bearish Harami. And bullish Harami, there will be a gap up opening. First is a red candle. So C2 should be less than C1 should be less than O1. C2 should be greater than O2. Then the gap up opening, which is O2 greater than C1 and C2 less than O1. This is your bullish Harami pattern. You need two candles together. You will have four conditions. First, bullish Harami means first candle should be red in color. So first close less than first open. Second is a green candle. So second close greater than second open. Then there should be a gap up opening on the second day. So this open should be greater than the previous day close, and it should close less than the previous day's opening. Then it is a bullish Harami. Copy this onto every cell, and then the last one, bearish Harami. In a bearish Harami, first is a green candle. So first closing should be greater than the first opening. Then the second candle is a red candle. So second close less than the second open. Then there is a gap down opening. Second opening is less than first close. And current closing should be greater than the previous day's opening price. So let's see bullish Harami and bearish Harami together. There's a bullish Harami 31st October 2007. This one. The green body is completely inside the red body. Previous day opening price closing price is 5868.75. Next day 5868.90. Just a 15 paisa gap up opening. Then there is a bearish Harami on 27th November 2007. Here it is. Gap down opening slightly, and again on 30th November you have a slight gap up opening, so it is a bullish Harami. I'm waiting for the perfect ones. 11th Jan 2008. Here it is, bullish Harami. Green candle completely inside the red one. And bearish Harami 28th and 29th Jan. So this is 28th Jan. These two candles together, it is a bearish Harami, and these two candles together, it is a bullish Harami. So after that also you have several bullish Haramis and bearish Haramis, and like this you can develop your own candlesticks scanner using Excel of all the candlestick patterns. So this is a part of our capital market courses that we offer. One is algorithmic trading using Python, which is going to start on May 8th, and then the live trading strategies, for which the weekdays batch would start on May 10th, and weekend batch it is going to start on May 22nd. If you are interested, you can get in touch with our course coordinator, Prasanna. I'm putting his number in the chat box. You can download this historical data from Yahoo Finance. So you can either get in touch with Prasanna or me. I'm leaving my number also in the chat box. So first number is Prasanna, who is the course coordinator, and myself, Shashank. I deal with the algorithmic trading using Python, and then the introductory course called Capital Market Analytics. Apart from this, if you have any doubts, you can ask now. So how to trade Doji was the question. So there is a 10% rally, minimum 10%. So greater than or equal to 10% rally should be there, and then you see a doji, you should be on the bearish side. Similarly, if there is a minimum of 10% fall in the market and then you see a doji, you should be on the bullish side. Because there is an indecision prevailing in the market and they don't know where to take the rally, it's always better to be on the opposite side, because after such a huge rally, there will always be an exhaustion in the price. And exhaustion combined with indecision, the rally is going to take a U-turn only. So this is how you trade the doji. No, don't use doji on intraday time frames, only positional way. Yeah, you can participate in the algo trading even if you're not from the IT background. That backtesting part, because of the time constraint, we are not able to cover it. In the next webinar, we'll see. See, live trading strategies is about covering every corner of the capital markets. So there will be trading in cash market, trading in futures market, options. Then there would be trading using algos, So these three are three courses. The fourth course is about the long-term investing. And the fifth course is about the risk management. So combining all these five courses, it becomes your live trading strategies course. So you'll be covering the advanced concepts of every corner of the capital market. So you can shift to trading career, or you can even shift to the investing career. You can even manage your own portfolio or your nears and dear ones. YouTube channel name is Trading Campus. Yes, Talib is one of the library for candlestick patterns. But if you see single candle patterns, it will not spot it perfect. Only the double candlestick patterns, Talib spots them perfectly. Single and three candle patterns, it will not. A live trading session, weekdays, it is going to start from 10th of May. Weekends, it is going to start from 22nd of May. And algo course fee, if you want to learn only Python and algo trading, it is 30,000. It covers three modules: Python, technical analysis, and options. If you want to learn computational finance using R, that will be for 20,000. Yeah, commodities also intraday trading course is there. You can reach out to Prasanna. And the live trading strategies, if you opt for all the modules, it is 50,000. Duration for algo, it is 1.5 month. No, Trade Clue is a completely different section. There we put in our proprietary trading algorithms. So there you need not do any analysis. Whatever we say to buy or sell, you can easily follow them. The concepts of Trade Clue won't be shared publicly actually. Those are our proprietary trading strategies. So I'll be uploading this webinar on YouTube as well. So you can go to YouTube and search for Trading Campus channel. There you will be finding the video. Right. Thank you all for joining. Keep in touch. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that in future, if I upload any market commentary videos and free webinars like this, you can watch them.